Check.
Hey, Eli, give me a check. Give me a test.
Hello?
This
This
is
the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and Athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com.
Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
Support the Knox Central Media students by following our social media outlets out on Facebook at Blue and produced by Media Students.
Millward & Castle, your auto accident attorney, located on the Court Square in Barberville, provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Millward & Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 or go to milwardandcastle.net.
Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more.
Bombshell Beauties, located on Knox Street in Barberville, offers a wide variety of women's clothing, shoes, accessories, hair products, and lash extensions, and much more. Also, visit their Pineville location in downtown. Find them on Facebook at Bombshell Beauties or give them a call at 606-546-4789.
The Mountain Advocate has been Knox County's most trusted news source since 1904. For the latest in community news, sports, and more, pick up a copy today or visit mountainadvocate.com. Thank you to the Mountain Advocate for featuring Knox Central media journalism students with print partnership and highlights of our photographers and more. Use code KC2025. That's KC2025.
Hey, what's up, Panther Nation? Welcome back to the Blue and Gold Network. We're back in the Panther Den tonight for our girls taking on the Whitley County Colonels. Tonight is also our homecoming, so be sure to tune in. We're a little late hopping on the JV game. It is the second half here. I'm commentating tonight with Eli. It's your second stream?
Yes.
There we go.
Whitley County starts out with the ball. They get it to the left key, try to dribble it in, pass it back out, driving left lane, and that'll be a foul on Frederick. Her second foul. It has been a defensive struggle tonight for both teams. Very low scoring, 4-5. The Panthers are down by 1. Number 23 at the line for her first shot. She makes it.
Panthers have been in a little bit of foul trouble as Whitley's going to make their second free throw. But I believe we have a couple girls that's got 2 on them, couple girls. Think about it, everybody has 1.
Yep. Garrison bringing down the ball down the floor. Gets it to the wing. Back to the top of the key, down to Frederick. 3 for the Panthers, no good. Long rebound, it'll go out of bounds. Last touch by the Colonels. GG to throw it in. She's gonna get it into Smith. Smith, one dribble, gets it over to Gigi. I think she was trying to get a shot off, but she couldn't catch it first, and it'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Whitley again. Panthers ball. Smith playing the 1 tonight for the Panthers. Gets it down to Frederick, out to the left wing, back down to Frederick. And a turnover thrown by the Panthers. The Colonels are pushing it. No good on the layup. They settle for a corner 3, no good. Another rebound for the Colonels, stole by Gigi.
Yeah, just a little bit of some lazy ball movement by the Panthers. Not really lazy, just not really well thought out. It seemed like everybody was just trying to get it out of their hands.
Nobody's looking for a good shot. And that'll be another turnover on the Panthers. 4:45 left in the second quarter. The Panthers are down by 3. It is 4-7. Colonels with the ball, bringing it down the floor. They call for a screen. Get it down low. Sworn by some Panthers down there. They try to get it back down low. They're on the floor fighting for it. It'll be a jump ball, possession over Panthers.
Good hustle there by our 2 8th graders. Jenna and Karis are both playing up tonight for JV.
And Karis gets some playing time on varsity now that Gibson is out for the varsity Panthers.
And she is owning that court too.
Yep.
She is not afraid of a little contact. People might say she gets in some foul trouble, but she's aggressive and that helps.
3 banked in from the Colonels right there. Panthers need a bucket right here. They get it down low to Frederick. Frederick kicks it to the wing to Broughton. Back up to Gigi, but Gigi struggles with the pass and stole by the Colonels again. Got it down low, kick it back out to the left wing. Now they got it in the middle at the top of the key, dribble it back to the top of the key. And now they're going to try and set up a play. Good defense from the Panthers right here. Another 3 for the Colonels, bang.
That 3 is green by number 23. That might be her 3rd of the night. I've seen her hit a couple.
Yeah, and it'll be a timeout Panthers. The Panthers are down 4-13 right now with 3:32 to go left in the second quarter.
But like we were saying, be sure to tune back in for homecoming, which will be taking place in between our JV and varsity game. Also be sure to tune into the varsity game. I am super excited. Whitley and Knox are both pretty close in the 13th region in ranking, so should be a good game.
Should be a good one. I believe they are both top 6 teams maybe in the region. Central is ranked 3rd. I'm not sure what Whitley County is ranked.
I don't know off the top of my head, but they're somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to some of our other blue and gold members here. We have Reagan Jackson working the stream camera. Hi. And then we have Blakely Castle somewhere down on the floor taking some flicks for our JV girls. rocking a Everybody Watches Women's Sports shirt.
And it'll be Panthers ball coming out of the Panthers timeout. They really need to get something going down here on the offensive end.
Yes, they do.
They've struggled hitting shots and knocking down good looks. They get it down to Frederick. Frederick thought about going up with it, kicks it back out to the corner, no good from Broughton.
Just off there, bounced off that rim.
And the Colonels are going to push it, try to get it down low. The pass is not there. In the corner now, guarded by Frederick. They try to get it down low. They do. Back out to the wing. No good on the three from number 23, but they get a rebound and another bucket from the Colonels.
Yeah, she was wide open there at the top of the key. That shot was just off, but we got to get them rebounds down low.
Yep. Gigi at the wing, turns it over. The Colonels are pushing again, and
she's going to drive that down, and that's good.
The Colonels are starting to pull away in the second quarter. The Panthers foul on the Colonels. The Panthers really need to get something going down here on the offensive end. They've not scored so far, I believe, in the second quarter.
I don't think so. We've come out a little slow here, but we got time to make up for it.
Smith throws the ball into Gigi. Gigi gets it in the middle to Frederick. Frederick kicks it out to the wing for three. That's no good again for the Panthers. And that is another good look that they're just not hitting tonight.
No, those threes, and they just been off, and they've been trying to get it down low to Karis, but she is getting swarmed down in the paint.
They get it into Gigi. Gigi swings it over to Smith for three, and that is good. Three by Smith. And Kylie Smith, she is a freshman, but she gets lots of varsity playing time.
Yeah, shout out to her. She has been killing it
And she is
as a freshman.
She is also on the Blue and Gold Network team. Gigi gets it back to Smith. Smith throws it back to Gigi, back to Broughton, down to Frederick. Broughton thought about a three, didn't take it, but Gigi's going to.
And that's good.
And that's two in a row for the Panthers after not hitting a single one so far in the game. And the Panthers force a steal, but it'll go out of bounds on the Panthers, and it'll be Colonel's ball. Colonels are trying to set up a play. They just dribble it out of bounds. Panthers ball.
Good defense there by Kaylee.
Kaylee also gets a lot of varsity playing time, and she is also a freshman.
I know. I love it for her, seeing her come out here and do something she loves. I know that injury was hard, and
Yep.
it's going to be a walk called.
On the Colonels. Broughton to throw it in. She gets it into Gigi. Gigi swings it over to Smith. Back to Gigi.
She is
Pull-up jumper. No good. Rebound by Pilarski. Puts it back up. No good. Smith fights for the rebound. Back out to Gigi. Three. Good.
Nothing but net there. And good fight there by Kylie Smith getting that rebound.
Yeah, and kicking it out to Gigi for the wide open three. And now the Panthers have hit three in a row. And a turnover. The Panthers forced a turnover for the Colonels. And a foul will be on number 21, I believe.
We have just under a minute here left, and the Panthers has cut this lead down to 5. 13-17 Whitley.
And it'll be Panthers ball. Gets it down to Frederick. Gigi for another three. Good, and that's 3 in a row now for Gigi, and that's 4 in a row for the Panthers.
And that's going to bring us to 16-17, and we got just a couple seconds left here.
The Panthers are on a 12-0 run right now, and they force another turnover with 41.1 left in the second quarter.
And it's going to be Panther ball.
Number 35 checking in for the Colonels as number 44 checks out. It'll be Panthers ball off that forced turnover by the Panthers. Gigi's going to bring it up the floor. Trying to set up a play. She makes a move, thought about getting to the rim, kicks it out to Broughton, who kicks it to Smith. Back down to the corner to Gigi. Back out to Smith. Back to the corner to Gigi again. Gigi with a floater, no good. Rebound, Colonels. That is a good fight from the Panthers, though.
A lot of effort there, and Kylie Smith's going to run her down, but it is going to be an and one for Whitley.
Foul on Kylie Smith. Whitley at the line for their first and only free throw since it was an and one. And it'll be no good. Rebound by, tries to get it, don't get it. And it'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow, Colonels. With 7.5 left on the clock here in the second quarter. The Panthers are down by 3. They was down 4-17 at one point, though, but then we went on a little bit of a run with some threes from Kaylee Gamble-Garrison and Kylie Smith.
It's going to be Panther ball here. We got 5 seconds left here. We need a 3 to tie it up.
They roll the ball up the floor. Gigi gets it, makes a move. And
But that's
throws a turnover.
not going to work there. And
But Whitley does not get a shot off, and that will bring us to halftime. The Panthers will be down 16-19.
that was a great show there towards the end of that quarter by our Panthers. They came out and they wanted it. They came out a little slow,
Yep.
4-17, but they cut that lead down, and we're going to go into half 16-19.
This
is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for a halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and Athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com. Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
Support the Knox Central Media students by following our social media outlets on Facebook at Blue and Gold Network and on YouTube at KCHS Panther News. This stream is exclusively produced by media students.
Millard & Castle, your auto accident attorney, located on the Court Square in Barberville, provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Millard & Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 or go to millwardandcastle.net.
Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more.
Bombshell Beauties, located on Knox Street in Barberville, offers a wide variety of women's clothing, shoes, accessories, hair products, and lash extensions, and much more. Also, visit their Palmville location in downtown. Find them on Facebook at Bombshell Beauties or give them a call at 606-546-4789.
The Mountain Advocate has been Knox County's most trusted news source since 1904. For the latest in community news, sports, and more, pick up a copy today or visit mountainadvocate.com. Thank you to the Mountain Advocate for featuring Knox Central media journalism students with print partnership and highlights of our photographers and more. Use code KC2025, that's KC2025, for 25% off a local print or digital subscription. Go Panthers. This
is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and Athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com. Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
Support the Knox Central Media students by following our social media outlets on Facebook at Blue and Gold Network and on YouTube at KCHS Panther News. This stream is exclusively produced by media students.
Millward and Castle, your auto accident attorney, located on the Court Square in Barberville, provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Millward and Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 or go to millwardandcastle.net.
Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more.
Bombshell Beauties, located on Knox Street in Barberville, offers a wide variety of women's clothing, shoes, accessories, hair products, and lash extensions, and much more. Also, visit their Palmville location in downtown. Find them on Facebook at Bombshell Beauties or give them a call at 606-546-4789.
The Mountain Advocate has been Knox County's most trusted news source since 1904. For the latest in community news, sports, and more, pick up a copy today or visit.
And we are back, Panther Nation. If you are just tuning in to the Blue and Gold Network, we are in the second half of our girls' JV game as they are taking on the Whitley County Colonels.
Smith thought about a three, gets it down to Frederick. Frederick is fouled, and she'll be going to the line for two.
And we were talking about this earlier. Frederick is strong when it comes to being in that post. She is aggressive, and she will go up with that ball.
And she is just an 8th grader.
Man, I wish I was that tall as an 8th grader.
She's at the line for her first, off the front of the rim. And Karis is really good at getting to the line during these JV games. She really goes up strong and finishes through contact. And she makes her second free throw. The Panthers struggled early hitting shots, but they caught fire at the end of the second quarter. Let's see if they can keep it going.
Yes,
Whitley
they
County has
did.
the ball.
They caught fire in the first half.
Tries to get it down low, but stolen by Pilarski. Gets it ahead to Gigi. Gigi gonna make a move, loses the ball. Dived on the floor from Kylie. Kylie gets it to Gigi, down to Frederick. What a pass.
And again, Frederick is going up strong, and Kylie Smith is hustling every play after any ball. Even in JV, that's what makes her such a great player.
And Frederick will be going to the line for 2 more to hopefully tie this game up when the Panthers were losing 17-4. At the line for a first. No good.
Yeah, that one just rolled out there, but again, what a comeback by our Panthers.
No good on the second. Colonels get the rebound. They're trying to push it, but the Panthers get back on D, and now they're going to have to set something up. Gets it over to the left wing. Number 23 hit a couple threes to begin the game, but we have tightened our defense up on her to begin the second quarter.
But she is going to be open from the arc, but it's going to be no good.
No good, and a foul on the Colonels.
Foul on number 35, Chris Siler, her third.
Will be her third foul, so the Colonels are on a bit of foul trouble here early in the third quarter with 4:36 remaining.
And Whitley's going to stay in this man defense that they've been in the majority of the game here.
And it is stole by the Colonels, and an easy layup for the Colonels. And they are back up now by 4. Gigi setting up a play, makes a cut to the middle, tries to hit the floater, does not, no good, but rebound by Pilarski, and she will put it up and in for the Panthers.
Good defense there by the Panthers. They're going to set up in a zone here.
Pilarski gets her fingertips on it, almost forces a turnover, but the Colonels end up with it, get it back out.
Gigi almost knocked that one out. She's diving on the floor for it, but
Lots of hustle from the Panthers, and the Colonels will travel. Broughton will throw it in to Gigi as she bringing it up the floor. Down screen for Kylie. It'll be bad pass from Gamble Garrison, and it'll be Colonel's ball as the pass will go out of bounds.
yeah, timing just a little bit off there, whether Kaylee may have made that a little too early or Kylie may have got caught up in the defense there and got out a little late, but Willie's going to bring it up here with 3:30 left on the clock.
And the Panthers are going to put a little half-court pressure on them.
Great defense there as Kaylee comes away with it.
And she'll kick it ahead to Smith, who's going to drive right down the lane. And basket by the Panthers, and that'll tie the game up at 21 all.
Karras is going to knock that one out of bounds, and the Panthers have locked down on their D here in the third quarter.
The Panthers have come back from 13 down after a run late in the second quarter.
Kaylee Evans is going to check in here for Chloe. And again, that defense.
Gigi is pushing it, gets it over to Kylie.
And one. Kylie is going to be fouled, and she's going to head to that free throw line for one.
And I believe this could be the Panthers' first lead of the game tonight. She's at the line shooting one. And it'll be no good. Rims out. And it'll be Colonel's ball as it goes out of bounds. And the Colonels will call a full timeout.
And we are going to go to just a quick ad break here.
This
is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and Athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com. Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
All right, we are back here with just under 3 minutes left in the third quarter. The Panthers lead by 2 against the Colonels.
And it'll be Colonels' ball coming out of the timeout from the Colonels. The Panthers' defense comes out and pressures early. They try to drive, but Frederick steps right in front of it. They get it back out to the three-point line, try to drive again, but kick it back out. Get it in the middle, almost stole by the Panthers. You get it down to short corner. It'll be dribbled out of bounds. Good defense right there from Kylie Smith.
The Panthers have clamped down on this Whitley offense. They have not been able to get much of anything off here in the third.
GG will bring it down the floor. Gets it over to Smith. Smith's trying to get it down low. She does down to Pilarski. Misses the layup though, but good hustle by Frederick, and it'll be a jump ball, but it'll be Colonel's possession.
Number 1, Isabella C.
And that is something that I've seen tonight from the JV Panthers, is that every time that there is a loose ball, they are getting down on the floor.
Yes, these girls have not slowed down. They have hustled all game. And again, just went off. Garris had a little contact with Whitley County, one of their players' heads. But their defense, they've hustled, and their offense, they've hustled. This has just been a game of hustle from the Panthers.
Yes. And they've had to fight their way back into this game, as now they lead by 2. The Colonels get it down into the middle, try to get it down low, but stole by Smith. Smith is trying to push it, kicks it out to Gigi, corner 3, no good.
Good rebound there by Evans. She's going to go up with, but no good.
The Colonels come away with the second rebound on that possession. Thought about a 3 right there. She hit a couple early in the game, but they get it down low, and it'll be a layup for the Colonels. As Gigi is bringing it back up the floor for the Panthers. Tries to go left, gets it to Smith at the top of the key. Down to Frederick. Frederick tries to make a move, throws it to the corner to Gigi. Almost doesn't get
and
there.
she is not going to be getting up, and they're going to go and call a timeout here.
I think they went a little bit knee-to-knee contact right there.
And that is not what you want to see for her. So prayers up for Kaylee. I hope she's okay, but we're going to go to a quick break here while they figure out and they help her out.
This
is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum.
We are back, and it's going to be Whitley ball. I believe Gigi should be okay. She's walking off right now.
Just glad to see her get back up.
Definitely looks like she had a little bit of knee-to-knee contact trying to get out to the corner.
Colonel's ball. Trying to set up a play here. They get it over to the right wing. Tries to drive right, but nothing's there after the good defense from the Panthers. Trying to get it down to the middle. No, and it'll be out of bounds on the Colonel's Panthers ball.
Good defense there by Kaylee Evans. She transferred this year from Pineville, and she's been a help to our JV girls.
And it'll be a turnover forced, or excuse me, it'll just be out of bounds on the Colonels. Broughton tries to get it into Smith.
Nothing there, but good hustle there by Evans as Broughton's going to get that ball back.
And gets it down to Pilarski, but no good. Pilarski just rips it away from the Colonels, though. And Smith thought about a three. Good drive right there, and it'll be a wide open layup for Smith. And the Panthers are back up on top by 2 with 15 remaining in the third quarter. Get it over to the left corner, 3 for the Colonels.
She was wide open down there.
A little bit of miscommunication right there for the Panthers. And Smith does not get a shot off before the third quarter buzzer.
So that will bring our game 25-26. Panthers down by 1 as we head into the fourth. Real quick before we go into an ad break, I want to remind y'all that our homecoming will be taking place in between our JV and varsity game. Also be sure to tune in to our varsity game. Should start around 7:30 because it should be a great game. So support your Lady Panthers.
This
is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for a halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central media.
All right, we are back as our Knox Central Panthers will have the ball. We are down by 1 here in the fourth.
And Gigi has come back into the game after going down. Kicks it for a corner 3 by Broughton.
She's going to start us off here.
They get it over to the left wing. Skip pass all the way to the right wing. Gets it down low. Trying to make a move. Nowhere to go right there, though. Corner for the Colonels. No
That's going to
good.
be off and
It'll be rebounded by the Colonels, though. And that's just something that you never want to do in a basketball game is give the other team second chance opportunities. But thankfully, they miss another shot, but we get the rebound and then we turn it over.
all right, Gigi's going to come away with that, and that is a touchdown pass down to Kylie Smith for an easy 2.
And the Panthers are now back up by 4. Colonel's trying to find something down low. There's nothing there, though. It'll be tipped away by the Panthers, and the Colonels will get it back. Over to the right wing. 3. No good. Rebounded. Foul on the Colonels on number 1. It'll be Panthers ball.
Karis Frederick is going to check back into the game here for Gabby Pilarski.
Gigi would just take it right down the lane, but misses the layup. It'll be a foul called on the Panthers.
Foul number 34, Jenna McCreary, the first. He first.
Be a foul on McCrary, who is also another 8th grader for the JV Panthers. And I believe that there is 3 on the court right now and 2 freshmen.
Young team right here for the Panthers, but you love to see it for the future. And they are going to go, well, thought they might get a jump ball, but Whitley's going to come away with that.
They'll get it down low, trying to get something. Nowhere to go, though. It'll be a travel called on Whitley County.
Taking in for the Lady Panthers, number 3, Kaylee Evans. And for the Lady Colonels.
And Kaylee Evans and Gabby Pilarski are going to also check back in here for Kaylee Gambrell and I believe, trying to see who the other one who got checked out was, Kylie Smith, who has been on a tear during this game.
It'll be a timeout Panthers. And the Panthers, who were down 13 in this game, have fought their way back to be up 4 with 4 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter off of a couple threes from Kaylee Gambrell-Garrison.
Yeah, this has not been an easy comeback for the Panthers, but they have hustled and they have hustled. They have dove after every ball, and they have, again, they've locked down on their defense. That was a bit of a struggle there in that first half, but they've come back and they've done great.
They've dominated since about 4 minutes left in the 2nd quarter.
Quick shout out to our KC Crazies. They have showed up tonight. I'm not sure what's happening down there. They've got pajamas on.
Something like that.
They've got something going on there, but they are loud and they are proud. So shout out to them.
And tomorrow night, the boys will take on the Corbin Redhounds in a big-time region matchup for the boys basketball team.
Yes, so be sure to tune into that.
And it'll be Knox Central ball coming out of the timeout. Struggles with the pass, though.
And she's going to be slow getting up on that one, but she seems to be pretty good.
And she just gets the ball again.
But she's going to go down right back.
It'll be a foul called on the Colonels. It'll be Panthers ball.
A lot of physical contact this game from both sides.
Evans gets it into Smith. Smith trying to drive it, but it gets stole, and she winds back up on the ground again. But she gets right back up. Colonels will settle for a jumper, and it'll be good to tie the game at 30 all. Evans bringing the ball up the floor, but another timeout called by the Panthers. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
So our score right now for our JV game, if you are just tuning in, is 30 all with about 3:35 left here in the 4th. After this, we're going to go on a quick break, but then we will be right back on for homecoming and then right back for our varsity.
Coach is in the huddle drawing something up for the Panthers. Just trying to get the ball in and just trying to score because they need a bucket right here to go back up too.
We're going to have Pilarski, Broughton, Frederick, McCreary, and Evans on the floor here for the Panthers to finish this game out.
She gets it into Evans, struggles with the pass though, and it'll be a jump ball, possession of Colonels. And the Panthers really need to lock up on defense right here. They need a big time stop right here with 3:26 remaining in the fourth quarter.
And right now they are playing with a very young lineup here with 8th graders and freshmen only.
They'll get it into the corner, try to get it back to the girl who threw it in. They do. They get it over the right wing. Tries to make a move.
Good defense there by Frederick.
There'll be a timeout called by Whitley County. Be another 30-second timeout.
So we are going to stay right here, but our score is still 30-30 with 3 minutes remaining here in the fourth. Again, this lineup here that Knox Central is playing with, it is freshmen and 8th graders only. There are no sophomores or any other grade level in here, which is great to see for the future of Knox Central. But right now, this may hurt us just a little bit coming into the rest of this game.
Yes, and there's a lot of freshmen and 8th graders that do play on varsity. As this team has, the varsity team has no seniors on it, so that is good for next year's future too.
That is great for next year.
As they are already dominating this region this year, as they are number 3 in the region. It'll be Whitley County's ball coming out of the timeout, but it'll be turned over.
Again, good defense there by Frederick, who
try to get it to Kolarski down low, but the pass would just be a little long over her head, and it would go out of bounds, Colonel's ball. Colonel's bringing it up the floor. Get it in the middle. Trying to make a move, nowhere to go, gets it over the right wing. 3 for the Colonels, and it'll be buried.
She hit a couple there in the first half. Been a little quiet this game, but she is coming back. She's going to hit that 3.
Panthers get it down the floor. It'll just go through Evans' hands, out of bounds, Colonel's ball, with 2:20 remaining here in the game.
And Kylie Smith's going to check back in here for the Lady Panthers for Kaylee Evans.
And they have struggled without her ball handler.
Also kicking in, number 20. Ada Jones.
That'll be Colonel's ball. Get over the left wing, thought about a 3, gets it down low, back out to the top of the key. To the right wing.
She's going to let that fly, but it's going to bounce off the back of the rim.
And that was deep 3 right there for the Colonels. Kylie going to take it all the way, but gets fouled. It'll be on the floor, I believe. Number 21 checking in the game for number 30. As the Panthers will stack it up and try to get it in. She does get it into Smith. Smith tries to drive right, nowhere to go. Good defense by Whitley. Gets it down to Frederick. Frederick with the mid-range, no. Rebounded by Kolarski, and it'll be good.
That's it by Kolarski.
And that is where most of the Panthers' points come from tonight, I believe, is just rebound putbacks down low. Get it over to the left wing, guarded by Frederick. Almost stole by Smith. Frederick back down on the floor, but a foul will be called on her. It'll be Whitley County ball under the goal.
Kylie Smith has been an anchor for this team this game. She has hustled for every ball. She's been an anchor on defense and on offense when they've needed her.
Whitley County will get it in, and a foul on Frederick.
And she is going to foul out as Kaylee Evans comes back in for her.
That'll be a big time loss for the Panthers. at the line for her first, and it was good. And the Panthers are now down by 2. And buries the second free throw as well. And now the Panthers will be down by 3 with 1:30 remaining left in this game. And Kylie is going to take it all the way down and misses the layup and hits the goal hard right there, but she is all right, and that is great to see.
She's going to be fouled, and she's going to head to the line for 2. First one up, and it is just off the front of the rim there.
And right here's the time that Frederick will get a big rebound right here, but she is not in as she is fouled out. But we don't have to as Smith makes her second. And Whitley County will be bringing it up the floor. And I believe that there's a scoreboard issue as the refs call timeout. But will be Whitley County's ball. They'll be bringing it up the floor. Get it to the right wing pressure from the Panthers.
Great trap there, but she's going to get loose and wanted the mid-range, but
that'll be there. No good. Rebound by Pilarski. The jump ball, possession arrow Panthers. It'll be a timeout. Panthers full timeout. With 1:03 remaining, the Panthers are down by 2.
we are going to go to a quick ad break right here.
This
This
is
the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum.
We're going to be back here for our JV girls. The score is 33-35. Knox Central is down by 2 with about a minute left.
And again, the Panthers have fought their way back into this game as Smith will get it into Pilarski and just take it right down the floor.
Good call there by Coach, having Kylie Smith throw that ball
It'll be
into.
and one for the 8th grader who they just brought up a couple of days ago, Jenna. And she'll go to the line for 1 to take the lead for the Panthers. This is a huge free throw right here. And it's no good. Pilarski almost got the rebound, but it'll be rebound Colonels. And the Panthers had a trap, but it'll be a foul on the Panthers. And that'll be, and the Colonels will go to the line for 2.
We are 35 all here with just under a minute remaining with Whitley County on the line. And that first one's going to be off. Again, this is not where you want to be if you're Knox Central.
She'll be at the line for her second. And it'll be no good. Almost went in, but it rims out. And Smith will get the rebound and try to push it as she will just go down the lane and is fouled on the shot, and now she will be going to the line and shooting
Foul
two.
number 20, Ava Jones for third. At the line, shooting two, number 31, Kylie Smith.
And
That
Kylie Smith is who you want on the line right now.
And she has been doing good at that all night, just getting to the line and drawing fouls. Her first is good as the Panthers will take the lead now up by 1. Now for her second. And she makes it 2, and that is huge for the Panthers as now they go up by 2. And the Colonels will try to push it, but nothing there. Try to get it down low, kick it out to the corner. Trying to get it down low again.
She is,
good defense from Smith. Out
this
to
is
the
good defense,
corner
but
to drop.
she is open on the arc.
No
That's
good.
going to be.
Rebounded by Smith. Smith throws a turnover, and that is not good for Smith. But she will get back on D and force a missed layup. And it'll be a foul called on the Panthers with 9.6 left in this game.
Foul number 30, Debbie Velocity
Panthers
for
are
third.
up 2.
At the line,
This game is going to come down to the last couple seconds here. Just under 10 left, leading by 2. Whitley County on the line for 2.
Her first is no good. And her second is no good as well, but the Colonels get fingertips on the rebound, but Jenna with hustle right
Knox
there.
Central cannot afford a turnover here. We need to keep this ball, and it is going to be game.
And the Panthers will win by 2 after being down by 13, and they will win 37-35.
What a show out by these JV girls. They came out and they wanted it. And we are going to keep this stream running for homecoming. So keep your phones on you, and we will be right back from ad break whenever this show starts.
This
is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for a halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and Athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com. Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
Support the Knox Central Media students by following our social media outlets.
And we are going to be back on for our homecoming festivities here. We are awarding a princess, a king, and a queen here tonight. We have all of our underclassmen and juniors going for princess and our seniors going for queen. Quick shout out to all of our JROTC students here for walking out all these girls. Also shout out to Joy McKinn, who is doing the final touches on all of this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Knox Central High School for the
We are going to get started right here.
Basketball homecoming. We would first like to introduce our princess candidates.
We're going to start off with our princess candidates.
Ray Hubbard.
First up, we have Miss Bailey Hubbard.
Bailey is the daughter of Kim and Jason Hubbard. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Bailey Ray Hubbard. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Emmeline Lyford.
Next up, we have one of our cheerleaders, Miss Emmeline Lyford.
Samantha and Anthony Lyford. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause for Emmeline Lyford.
Following her, we have another cheerleader, Miss Madeline Marcy.
Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Madeline Marcy. Madeline is the daughter of Teresa Marcy. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause for Madeline Marcy. Next, we'd like to recognize Miss Ann Tyler Phipps.
After her, Miss Ann Tyler Phipps is going to walk down here.
Is the daughter of Beth and Jeff Phipps. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ann Tyler Phipps. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Riley Smith.
Next up, we have Riley Smith.
Daughter of Jonathan and Mindy Smith. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Riley Smith. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Shelby Smith.
Following her, we have one of our basketball players, Miss Shelby Smith.
And Aaron Smith. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Shelby Smith. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Madison Wilson.
After her, we have another cheerleader coming down here, Miss
Once again,
Madison Wilson.
Miss Madison Wilson. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Haley Gamble Garrison.
Next up, another baller, Miss Kaylee Gambrill Garrison.
Of Amanda and Bobby Garrison. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Haley Gamble Garrison.
And that is going to close it out for our freshmen, but we are still in the princess category
We recognize Miss Rayleigh Gray.
with our sophomores starting here, Miss Rayleigh Gray.
Of JC and Jeremy Gray. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Rayleigh Gray. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Kimber Redford.
And closing out on our sophomores, we have Kimber Lefford.
Donna Redford. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kimber Redford. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Hannah Burnham.
Next up, we are in our juniors with another cheerleader, Hannah Burnham.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Hannah Burnham. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Lexi Cottrell.
Next up, Lexi Cottrell.
David and Diane Cottrell. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lexi Cottrell. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Sydney Grubb.
After her, we have Miss Sydney Grubb.
Michelle and Dwight Grubb. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Sydney Grubb. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Sarah Helton.
Following her, Sarah Helton.
Sarah is the daughter of Michelle and Brian Nelson. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Sarah Helton. Up next, we'd like to recognize Amelia Bedford.
Next up, we have Amelia Lefford.
Amelia is the daughter of Jeremy and Angela Bedford. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Amelia Bedford. Up next, we'd like to recognize Marley Reddington.
Next up, another cheerleader, we have Marley Leddington.
And Rhonda Reddington. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Marley Reddington. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Kaylee Mills.
Next up, we have Kaylee Mills.
Kaylee is the daughter of Jeremy and Kayla Mills. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kaylee Mills. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Macy Nelson.
After her, we have Macy
Macy
Nelson.
is the daughter of Brian and Michelle Nelson. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Macy Nelson. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Kinsey Sizemore.
Next up, we have Kinsey Sizemore.
Kinsey is the daughter of Aaron Reeves and Keith Sizemore. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Kinsey Sizemore. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miley Williamson.
Next up, we have Miley Williamson.
Whitley and Gerald Williamson. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Miley Williamson. Our final princess candidate is Miss Michaela Wilson.
And to close out our princess candidates, we have Michaela Wilson.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Michaela Wilson.
Now we are going to go on to our homecoming queen candidates.
Homecoming candidates. Give them a big round of applause. Up next, we'd like to recognize our homecoming queen candidates. Introducing first, Miss Brooke Ball.
First up for queen, we have Brooke Ball.
Brooke is the daughter of Justin and Missy Ball. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Brooke Ball. Up next, I'd like to introduce Miss Jamie Bora.
After her, we have Miss Jaylee Borough.
Jason and Donna Bora. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Jamie Bora. Up next, we have Miss Kristen Broughton.
Next up, we have Kristen Broughton.
Kristen is the daughter of James and Alicia Broughton. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kristen Broughton. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Ellie Collins.
Next up, we have Ellie Collins.
Ellie is the daughter of Derek and Amy Collins. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ellie Collins. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Michaela Marie Diamond.
Next up, we have Miss Michaela Diamond, a fellow member of the Blue and Gold Network.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Michaela Marie Diamond. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Riley Peyton Hubbard.
Next up, we have Miss Riley Hubbard.
Riley is the daughter of Robert Gamble, Eric, and Kendra Hubbard. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Riley Peyton Hubbard. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Laurel Reese Hill.
After her, we have Reese Hill.
Reese is the daughter of Delone and Mike Finn and Chuck Hill. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Laurel Reese Hill. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Hayden Mason.
Next up, we have Miss Hayden.
And Daryl Gray. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Hayden Mason.
Sorry, the mic might have disconnected for a second. But next up, we have Miss Emma McDonald.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Emma Grace McDonald. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Emily Mills.
Following her, we have Miss Emily Mills.
Emily is the daughter of Jason Mills and the late Shabbat Mills. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Emily Mills. Up next, we'd like to recognize Miss Bailey Trent.
Next up, we have Miss Bailey Trent,
Bailey is the daughter of
another member of the Blue and Gold Network.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Bailey Trent. Our final queen candidate is Miss Caitlin Wilson.
And closing out on all of our queen candidates, we have Miss Caitlin Wilson.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Caitlin Wilson. Up next, we'd like to recognize our Mr. KC candidates. Up first, we have Mr. Tanner Hinkle.
Up first for Mr. KC, we have Tanner Hinkle.
Tanner is the nephew of Sherry Taylor. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tanner Hinkle. Up next, we'd like to recognize Mr. Trevor Jordan.
After him, we have Mr. Trevor Jordan.
Trevor is the son of Sherman and Penny Jordan. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Trevor Jordan. Our final KC candidate is Mr. Dalton Rice.
And finally, for Mr. KC, we have Dalton Rice, and he will be our last homecoming candidate of the night. So shout out to our entire homecoming court.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your 2026 Knox Central High School basketball homecoming candidates. Let's give them a big round of applause. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to recognize our 2026 Knox Central High School basketball homecoming court winners. Our first candidate is for homecoming princess. Your 2026 basketball homecoming princess is Miss Emily Lyford.
And for princess, we have Miss Emily Lyford.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, your homecoming princess, Miss Emily Lyford. Our next category is Interview Award. Your 2026 Basketball Homecoming Interview Award winner is Miss Caitlin Wilson.
And for interview, we have Miss Caitlin Wilson.
Once again, your interview award winner, Ms. Caitlin Wilson. Our next category is Miss Congeniality. Your 2026 basketball homecoming Miss Congeniality is Miss Laurel Reese Hill.
And our next member of the homecoming court will be Miss Reese Hill.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this congeniality is Miss Laurel Reese. Basketball Sweetheart. Your 2026 Knox Central High School basketball homecoming sweetheart is Miss Caitlin Wilson.
And again, for basketball sweetheart is Miss Caitlin Wilson.
Our next category is Maid of Honor. Your 2026 Knox Central High School basketball homecoming Maid of Honor is, you may want to have somebody hold that basketball on that flag. It's Caitlin Wilson.
And for Maid of Honor, back to back to back, it's Caitlin Wilson.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, your maid of honor, basketball sweetheart, and interview award winner, Ms. Caitlin Wilson. Our next category is Mr. Knox Central. Your 2026 basketball homecoming, Mr. Knox Central, is Tanner Hinkle.
And for Mr. KC, we have Tanner Hinkle.
Your 2026 basketball homecoming, Miss Knox Central, is Jaylee Bora.
And Miss Knox Central is Daily Boris. And to just real quick run through our homecoming court, we have Emmeline Lyford, Caitlin Wilson, Jaylee Borough, Reese Hill, and Tanner Hinkle.
KCHS basketball homecoming court. Let's give them all a big round of applause.
And that will conclude our KCHS basketball homecoming 2026. Shout out to all these girls who participated, and be sure to tune back in to the Blue and Gold Network as our Lady Panthers will take on Whitley County in a 13th region matchup.
This
is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and Athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com. Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
Support the Knox Central Media students by following our social media outlets on Facebook at Blue and Gold Network and on YouTube at KCHS Panther News. This stream is exclusively produced by media students.
Millward & Castle, your auto accident attorney, located on the Court Square in Barberville, provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Millward & Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 or go to millwardandcastle.net.
Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more.
Bombshell Beauties, located on Knox Street in Barberville, offers a wide variety of women's clothing, shoes, accessories, hair products, and lash extensions, and much more. Also, visit their Pineville location in downtown. Find them on Facebook at Bombshell Beauties or give them a call at 606-546-4789.
The Mountain Advocate has been Knox County's most trusted news source since 1904. For the latest in community news, sports, and more, pick up a copy today or visit mountainadvocate.com. Thank you to the Mountain Advocate for featuring Knox Central media journalism students with print partnership and highlights of our photographers and more. Use code KC2025, that's KC2025, for 25% off a local print or digital subscription. Go Panthers. This
is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and Athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com. Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
Support the Knox Central media students by following our social media outlets on Facebook at Blue and Gold Network and on YouTube at KCHS Panther News. This stream is exclusively produced by media students.
Millard and Castle, your auto accident attorney, located on the Court Square in Barberville, provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Millard and Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 or go to millardandcastle.net.
Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more.
Bombshell Beauties, located on Knox Street in Barberville, offers a wide variety of women's clothing, shoes, accessories, hair products, and lash extensions, and much more. Also, visit their Pineville location in downtown. Find them on Facebook at Bombshell Beauties or give them a call at
Live here at the good old Panther Den, ready for an old-fashioned 13th Region showdown between Knox Central and Whitley County Colonels. Got a big student section out here tonight for the Panthers. Got the band out here. Had a couple hundred cars down there in the parking lot. The Whitley County Knox games are always filled up. You know, the football games are always a spectacle to watch. The basketball, baseball games are always fun to watch between Knox and Whitley County. Whitley County had a pretty good win over Harlan County in the 2A whenever I watched them play up at Bell County. They had a very, very good win. That Harlan County team is pretty good. And they were able to come away with a nice one right there. But right now, Mr. Coach Steve Warren is being recognized right now, which is what Nick Cole is talking about over me right now. So he's only coached 4 or 5 seasons, and he has reached over 100 wins so far as the girls basketball coach here at Knox Central. I believe 25 win seasons every year that he has been here. And we love Coach Warren. We appreciate what he's done for the program here at Knox Central and all the things that he's been able to do to help show that this team is ready to play. They've won district championships. They've made runs in the region. They've played their hardest, and he's coached these girls as well as he possibly could. And definitely a great achievement for Mr. Coach Warren. Blakely, what do you think about that?
He's been very successful here with the Lady Panthers, and he's done such a great job with all of the different players and skill levels that he's had throughout his years coaching. And I think that he has done the best with what he has had every single year that he has coached. He continues to impress this season. How many wins did you say they had on the season?
They're 7-9.
7 wins on the season.
And now, let's put the starters.
Possibly your go-to, as Maggie is not in the game. Number 32, Maddie Hopkins has been she's taken on most of the load here for this Lady Colonel team, and as a junior on this team, she's been able to, from what I saw on the court, she was mostly the leader. She was rounding the troops up, and that's a big quality that you need. But Jaylee Cox also been able to hold it down for Whitley County.
2 top teams in the 13th region. Knox Central ranked number 3. Whitley will rank number 7 in the 13th region rankings. Number 32 on the jump for Whitley County, Madison Hopkins. And number 31 for us, Kylie Smith.
Definitely hurts not having Maggie up there on the floor. She is out for the season, which is a tough loss for the Lady Panthers, as the Lady Panthers will win the tip, and Kenzie Hensley's going to drive right, and she's going to go up, and she is rejected by Jonna Rice, as Aubrey Aubrey Ford tries to run away with it. I think the Panthers just kind of came out swinging right there and didn't really take anything calculated and got a big rejection. And were able to force a turnover there as Aubrey Ford almost had a transition bucket.
Good to come out aggressive. Going to have to be smart about what we're putting up, though. Over to Smith, but the other Smith. Over to Hensley. Going to drive in. Found Smith on the paint. Over to Kaylin. Hensley again driving to the basket. She's going to go up, and it's going to be rejected. Panther ball. Shelby Smith's going to take the ball out for the Panthers.
Smith out to Mills. Wanted that three right there, but she's just going to go up with the left hand. Doesn't even really get rim right there, but Kaylin Smith puts it right back up.
25 going to drive the ball up the court for Whitley County.
Jonna Rice. Rice wanted the three. Tries to get it down there to Jaylee Cox, but Cox will be fouled on the floor. It's Kylie Smith's first foul of the night. Tries to get it over to Jaylee Cox, and Cox will get the two-point bucket right there. Hensley going to bring the ball up the court, crosses that volleyball line. Look for a screen from Smith, and she's going to go with the floater from the right hand off the backboard, and it is good.
25 going to drive the ball down for Whitley County again.
Rice finds Cox, but she's going to walk right there. It just kind of looked like she was wanting to do a hop step, but when she went down with both the hands, she just kept going. That's a travel right there.
I think she kind of got stuck between two Knox Central players.
Absolutely.
Shelby Smith going to bring the ball down the court for the Panthers. Over to Smith, driving in.
Oh, Kaylin Smith gets a good bucket right there. Good bucket right there for Kaylin Smith. 4 points on the night from her. Lady Panthers coming off of a 60-point rout of Lincoln Tuesday night. And they put a show down there at the old camp, beat them 79-19. 15 points from Kaylee Gambrell Garrison as Jaylee Cox is going to get her second bucket of the night. 2 of 2 from her. She scored all of Whitley's points so far.
Hensley from three.
Hensley's three
no
is
good. Smith going to try and get the rebound, not quite going to get it. Aggressive though. Kylie Smith's going to come with it and go up for a layup, and it's going to be good. Good defense there by Shelby, but she's going to get a foul. It'll be her first of the night. And she's going to go to the line.
Shelby Smith's first foul of the night. But kind of go back to that Lincoln game. They dominated through and through from start to finish. And I was really proud of those girls in the way that they played.
2 good wins that night as the boys and girls both won both of their games.
As Lydia Hale will knock down her first free throw of the night. And she will miss the second one, but looks like Jonna Rice down there was able to get the bucket.
Hensley's going to drive the ball down the court, looking to set something up here for the Panthers. Over to Smith.
Ooh, Kaylin Smith looked like she wanted a shot right there, but
Over
Kylie Smith. Yeah, Kylie Smith. She's going to try and set something up right here, but gives it over to Hensley. Finds Shelby Mills, who has a wide open three. You see, that's wide open for her. It may not look like it, but for Shelby Mills, that is definitely a wide open three. You got to put a tagger on her. As Shelby Mills over to Kaylin Smith.
Great pass.
Kaylin will go 0 for 2 right there on back-to-back shots.
It's going to be Whitley County ball.
Shelby Smith looked like she was going to end down the ball right there, but ends up realizing.
Panthers running a little bit of a 2-2-1 zone.
Rice brings the ball up the court, kicks it right over to 4 down to Cox, and she's going to get a double dribble. That's her second turnover on either a travel or a double dribble. Hensley brings it across that half-court line. Whitley County sporting a 2-3 zone, which is a very, very simple defense. You're wanting to attack, and you want to get in open shots if you're Knox Central right here. Shelby Smith back over to Kylie Smith on the wing. Smith finds Mills on the other side of the wing. Jumper long two. It is good. Her first points of the night.
Great defense, just arms straight up, trying not to get a foul. It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to go to the Lady Panthers. Smith going to take the ball out for the Panthers. Hensley going to drive it down the court.
Hensley kicks it over to Shelby Mills. Yeah, Kylie Smith flashed right there. It looked like she was trying to get a steal from Kaylin, but that three is going to be no good, but almost rebounded, and is rebounded, but kind of a weird play right there, but it hits off Jonna Rice, and it will be Panther ball. 3:41 to go, 10-7, Panthers lead.
I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but if it was, a very heads-up play there by Shelby Smith.
Absolutely. Hensley has it at the top of the key. Standing on that logo, just trying to figure something out, find a crease in this Whitley County defense. Kaylin Smith flashes high and gets the ball over to Shelby Mills. Got it! 5 points on the night for her. That's a big bucket right there if you're Knox Central, as that will be a walk on Lydia Hale. Kaylin Smith tries to get over to Kylie Smith and does, over to Shelby Smith. Now Kinsey Hensley has it at the top of the key, over to Shelby Smith on the wing for three. No good, but almost gets her own rebound, but Maddie Hopkins will come away with it, and she's going to go coast to coast. Up with the jumper, no good. Aubrey Ford with the rebound, but will tip off of her hand, and it will be Panther ball. I believe that's her first attempt of the game.
35. Kristen Simon.
Timeout, Lady Colonels, and we will go to a quick ad break here. In the baseline. Sorry, as we were muted right there as well. So we have missed the first 5 minutes of game action here. We were live on YouTube, but not live on Facebook, as there is a bucket right there from Hensley to extend the lead to 8 points for the Lady Panthers. 4 points on the night from her. Maddie Hopkins goes up with the right hand, and it is good.
Hensley going to drive the ball for the Panthers. They're going to break a press here. Over to Mills, back over to Hensley, over to Smith. Back to Hensley.
And them Lady Panthers, they can break a press like absolutely no other team in this region. Shelby Smith gets it over to Shelby Mills. Back to Smith. Give and go. Kaylin Smith can't get a hold of that pass right there. It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow, Lady Colonels.
Jump ball. Possession arrow, Lady Colonels.
Ball just kind of was a little low for Kaylin. Maybe went between her legs a little bit.
Yeah. Two minutes ago, Panthers lead 15-9, but it will be a foul on the Lady Panthers. Kylie Smith, her second foul on the night.
Hopefully she's not going to get in foul trouble this early in the game. Very valuable player for the Panthers.
Kaylee Gamber-Garrelson check into the game for the Lady Panthers. Jonna Rice inbounds it to Maddie Hopkins. Hopkins looked like she wanted a three right there, but she's guarded by Kaylin Smith. Wanted the screen right there from Hale, but goes with the left hand, doesn't even get rim.
Smith with the rebound over to Hensley. Going to drive it down the court.
What we didn't live stream was Steve Warren got his game ball for 100 career wins so far as the coach for the Lady Panthers. And, yeah, very proud of him, very proud of the things that he's done here at Knox Central as Kaylin Smith gets it over to Shelby Smith. Shelby with it at the top of the key, but gives it over to Hensley on the left wing, over to Shelby Mills on the right wing, back over to the other wing. Oh, it looks like Kaylin wanted that in the short corner, but Shelby Mills is going to drive on that baseline right there. Over to Kaylin Smith. Floater is good.
Nice little setup there. Able to get the ball to Kaylin to put one up.
Kaylin Smith, the leading scorer for the Lady Panthers as of right now with 6 points. Shelby Mills with 5 points, but Shelby looks like she might want to take that right back. Left-hand layup, no good though.
Ball's going to tip off at Hensley, and it'll be Whitley ball.
Number 35, Kristen Seiler on that play right there. As Jonna Rice is going to inbound it. As Kaylin Smith is going to end up coming away with it right there. She was actually given an elbow right there from Seiler.
Foul number 35, Kristen Seiler, her first.
Kristen Seiler's first foul of the night. I believe that's the first foul that was called on Whitley County tonight.
Mills going to drive the ball this time.
Kaylee Gambrell-Garrison skips it over to Shelby Smith. Smith had it on the cave. It gives it over to Gigi. And Kinsey Hensley goes up the right hand. No good. Just a tough layup right there, especially being covered by 3 Lady Colonels. Gets it up to Aubrey Ford. Aubrey Ford looked like she wanted to drive baseline, but kind of a smart foul right there if you're Knox Central.
Foul number 5, Kaylee Gambrell-Garrison, her first team foul.
That's Kaylee's first foul on the night. 4th foul on the Lady Panthers so far this game, and that will put the Lady Colonels in the bonus. And Karis Frederick's going to check in for Kaylin Smith. 27 seconds left. Panthers lead 17-9. It's been unbelievable how good the Lady Panthers have been playing so far. Great defense and a couple nice buckets from Kaylin Smith has been able to kind of change the tides here as Seiler has it, but Shelby Smith's going to catch her second foul of the night, as it looked like she was just trying to make a play on the ball, but ended up getting caught up with number 35, Kristen Seiler, right there. I think that's the correct call, absolutely.
The Panthers have been able to hold a pretty consistent 8-point lead so far in this game.
First free throw is good. And that puts Whitley County into the double digits for tonight with 21 seconds left. Panthers still lead by 7.
Quite a big crowd here tonight to support the Lady Panthers.
Absolutely, and hope that we can kind of mimic the same crowd. As Karis Frederick's going to try and come away with the rebound right there, but it's going to be jump ball, possession error, Lady Panthers. Four really wanted that ball right there, and she just wasn't able to get a hold of it. And Karis Frederick, she's an 8th grader, and she's been able to make plays like that all season. As Panthers easily break that press up to Shelby Mills. Had a little jab step right there, but gives it over to Shelby Smith. Frederick was flashing high, but trying to create a distraction for the Lady Colonels. Shelby Smith for 3. My goodness, Shelby Smith had a day. Big bucket from her right before the quarter ends. So 20-10, your score here at the end of the first quarter. A big quarter for the Lady Panthers. And, just a good quarter of basketball right there. Quality, nothing else you can really ask for. If you're Coach Warren, what are you thinking, Blakely?
I'm going to continue to do what's been working so far. They've done a good job of breaking Whitley County's press. And they kind of struggled there in the beginning to get around their defense. They have a really good defense. But they've started to find things out that are working for them. And I think that they just stick to what's been working and continue the momentum that they have had thus far.
Absolutely. We want to apologize for missing the first 5 minutes of game time. We had some technical issues going on. We weren't live for those first 5 minutes, but it is the homecoming night for Knox Central, and this has been a pretty big night. I know that parking lot was loaded up, and Lady Panthers got a big win over Linkamp Tuesday, 79-19, an absolute rout of the Campers, and coming with a 60-point win like that, you know, that signifies how good Coach Warren has been and what he's been able to do here at Knox Central as the head coach in the short amount of time. I mean, less than 5 years, I believe, that he's been the coach.
Absolutely. You know, Knox Central has already had a great season this year, 14-4.
I believe he was talking about whenever I interviewed him, he said he's had 25 win seasons every time that every season that he's been up here coaching, and I think that's that's insane. There's nothing you can even really say about that. Like that's a kind of trendsetter that you need to have here at Knox Central, especially if you want to build a program.
And I think what really shows is in the different style teams that he has had, and that he has been continuing to produce as many wins as he has. I mean, last year's team and this year's team are two completely different teams.
Yeah, GG for 2 right there extends the lead to 12 for the Lady Panthers. Ooh. Good bucket right there for Whitley County, and that will cut it back down to 10. Isabella Smitty on the basket right there, the freshman.
Over to Mills, to Hensley for 3. No good.
Hits off the top of the backboard. I always believe that was a dead ball, but it must be where it actually goes over the backboard. That could have been a nice 3 right there for 4, but Madison Hopkins is going to get the and 1. She's going to go to the line to try and finish that 3-point play.
Foul's going to be on Shelby Mills, her first of the night.
It's just her first foul, nothing really to panic about if you're Coach Warren.
Losing her to foul trouble kind of disrupts the whole offense of the Lady Panthers. She does a great job of staying out of foul trouble, though.
She plays good defense, too, while she's at it. So it's not like she stays out of her lane and doesn't play defense in order to not get fouled. She still plays hard.
Over to Hensley.
Gambrel Garrison's going to want that 3. No good.
Mills trying to come down with the rebound. Not quite going to get it, though.
Aubrey 4 with a nice board right there. Jonna Rice has it on the wing. It's over to Smitty. Will be Lady Colonel ball right here. Panthers holding on to a nice 7-point lead right here.
Looks like she kind of threw it off of Kenzie's leg there.
Interesting play right there from the Lady Colonels. Rice going to inbound the ball for Whitley County. Looks like she wanted Smitty for 3 right there, but looks like Jaylee Cox is going to go up with it, and it is good. She is perfect on the night. 6 points, 3 of 3 on her field goals. Has not missed tonight so far. But she did have a couple costly turnovers.
Over to Gigi. Over to Mills for 3. No good.
Kaylin Smith.
Come down with the rebound, put it back up, and she's going to draw a foul.
Ooh, good foul right there. You're wanting to nail these 2 free throws.
She's going to shoot 2.
I believe that's Jonna Rice's first foul of the night.
First one is good. No good. Hensley going to come down with the rebound, though. Over to Gambrel Garrison. Into Smith. Up for 2. No good. Billy going to come down this time.
Kaylin Smith still leading the Lady Panthers in scoring. She has 7 points tonight. And that will be a foul.
I believe it was on Kinsey.
Yeah. That's going to go against Kinsey Hensley.
I believe that is also her first of the night.
Lady Panthers will call a timeout right here with a 6-point lead. 5:40 to go here in the second quarter. We will be back.
This
is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more.
You're kind of icing the shooter right there if you're Steve Warren, as she will go to the line for 2. First free throw, no good. Maddie with 5 points on the night and will make it 6.
Hensley driving the ball for the Panthers.
Panthers trailed by as much as 11 points against the Southwestern Warriors, and that was a classic up here at Knox Central. If you didn't watch that, that's going to be a blocking foul as Maddie Hopkins wanted to travel right there.
Fields is going to go to the line and shoot 2.
That's Cox's first foul on the night, and Shelby Mills will go to the line for 2.
First one is no good.
Gotta hope that she can get this one right here extended to 6. She will. Not been a huge night from Shelby so far, as there's about 5.5 minutes to go here in the half. Not been crazy scoring, mostly Kaylin Smith there in the load, as Kenzie Hensley gets a rejection right there. Makes it go the other way. Mills has it on the perimeter. She will take a 3. No good. She's been cold tonight. Only 1 3, 33% for tonight.
She's putting up good shots. They're just not quite falling like she's wanting them to.
Yeah. Shelby Smith and Kylie Smith. We now have 3 Smiths on the court, also 2 Shelbys. So there's a whole lot of names flying around here that might confuse you if you're not familiar with this Lady Panther team. Smitty gives it right to Kaylin Smith, who gives it up to Shelby Mills. It looked like she might have went over and back right there. Kaylin Smith wants it, but gives it over to Shelby. Now Kaylin Smith. Looks like she was fouled on that shot, too. It's 9 points tonight for the sophomore, and that turnover from 4 right there will, that's her second turnover of the night.
Smith taking the ball out for the Panthers.
4.5 minutes to go here in the half. Panthers lead by 8. You're wanting to go in the locker room with control right here. You don't want to do anything stupid like that right there and cause a turnover and something quick right here from Whitley County. Cut the deficit right down to 5, and then they're pressing. Next thing you know that you're down, because that's exactly what happened with the Warriors. And Smitty will go up for 2 and will make it.
Hensley going to drive the ball for the Panthers. Over to Smith. Over to Shelby Mills. Back out to Shelby Smith.
Shelby Smith's got to take that shot. Jumper, floater sort of situation right there.
Kaylin trying to come down with a rebound. Willie's going to smack it out, though, and it's going to be Panther ball.
See, I think Whitley County got away with one right there. She kind of reared back and hit Kaylin right in the head, but Kaylin's tough. She'll get over it. A lot of good plays from her tonight. Like I said, leading scorer for the Panthers. Kenzie Hensley has it over to Shelby Smith for 3. No good. Air ball. Maddie Hopkins is being hounded by 3 Lady Panthers right here, as Maddie Hopkins put her elbow into a Lady Panther. Nothing was called, and she is rejected right there by Shelby Mills. See, all ball right there from what I could really see. So the difference is that she went straight up. She didn't really lean into that Lady Colonel defender right there. Kaylin Smith's jumper is no good. It's getting real physical here tonight between Whitley County and Knox County as Kaylin Smith's jumper does not fall.
Looks like Kaylin tried to grab the ball with her legs there.
Yeah, that was interesting. Hale has it on the wing, but timeout Whitley County.
Timeout, Lady Colonels.
You got a barn burner here tonight between the Colonels and the Lady Panthers. We'll go ahead and take an ad break.
This
This is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and Athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com.
And we will start it off here at the Panther Den as it looks like Jaylee Cox is inbounding the ball right there to Rice. Rice wanted that shot right there, but I think Casey Crazy's wanted a travel called right there, but Rice was just moving her pivot foot. You see Coach Warren being real intense down there with the Lady Panthers. Maddie Hopkins wanted the three, but she's going to back down. Kenzie Hensley goes up with the left hand, no good, gets her own rebound, and it is good. 8 points on the night from Maddie Hopkins.
Over to Shelby Smith. She's going to get a foul.
Just a bad foul right there from Isabella Smitty. Lady Colonels have been able to cut that 8-point deficit right down to 4 right here with 2:42 left in the half.
Over to Hensley to Mills for 3. No good.
Cold. We're going to call that foul on Kylie Smith right there. Her third foul of the night.
Lady Panthers going to run a press here. I believe this is the first time they have pressed tonight.
Yeah, I don't think they've sported it. They haven't really applied much pressure, but I think they're realizing that's kind of hurting them right now. 3, no good from Smitty.
Hensley's going to come down with it to Mills for a layup. She's and one!
I thought he was going to call a charge right there. He was moving that right hand, and I didn't realize he was doing the fist. He wasn't doing the fist, and he was doing the basket will count. And, yeah, I thought he called a charge right there, and I thought the KC Crazies were going to go stupid.
Way to finish that shot. Whitley County applied a lot of pressure on her. You know, she got fouled. She still followed through with that shot and got it in. And she will get the extra.
It's a good bucket right there if you're for the Panthers. It's definitely something that you needed right there. Shelby Mills' second foul of the night. That will put the Lady Panthers in the bonus.
I believe the ball went under the bleachers.
Yeah, definitely a weird one right there.
I don't know if when you've called volleyball you've seen this or not, but there's been a couple times the ball has went in the trash can.
I do think that happened, I think maybe my freshman year. Maddie Hopkins with it at the top of the key. She can't really she can't find anything, and she is going to get called for a walk right there. See, that was the correct call. I thought she was going to get called for a foul, but that ref's going to get on to Maddie Hopkins. She didn't. I don't think she meant anything egregious by that. Yeah, I think she was just a little frustrated and kind of tossed the ball. She was just tossed it behind her head, and that ref was giving her a warning right there. I think the Lady Panthers were wanting a technical on that, but Maddie Hopkins definitely a great player for this Lady Colonel team. You don't want to see her get a technical foul.
This has been a very aggressive game so far.
To
Frederick.
And Karis Frederick's going to get a walk right there. Lady Colonel ball with 1:45. Two juniors, a freshman, a sophomore, and an 8th grader out there for the Lady Panthers. Also going up against a very young Whitley County team. This Whitley County team, I don't believe they sport very many seniors either, if any. And as Hale is wide open right there, but great closeout from Kenzie Hensley. Blocks any chance of that three right there. Rice tries to get it over to Seiler, but Seiler can't get a hold of it. Lady Panther ball with 1:28 to go here in the half. 29-22, Lady Panthers lead. Kenzie Hensley will bring the ball up the court for the Lady Panthers. Breaks that seal on the KC and gives it over to Shelby Mills. Out to Kenzie Hensley. Wanted that three, but she's going to go up with a short corner jumper. No good. Kaylin Smith with the rebound put up, and it is good.
Panthers gaining some momentum back now, looking to carry that into halftime and hopefully come back out with some momentum.
I think that's Hale's 3rd points of the night. Her first field goal attempt, though.
Over to Mills, to Hensley. Back over to Mills.
Ooh, Hensley wanted that shot right there. You could tell as Shelby Mills has it on the volleyball line. Gives it over to Shelby Smith. Down to Kaylin Smith in the short corner. Skips a cross-court pass over to Kenzie Hensley. Goes up with a tough take right there to the rack. And it is no good, but Kaylin Smith puts it back up for her, 700th offensive rebound of the last 2 games. She had about 20 in the first quarter last game. Oh, Hale for 3. No good, but Jaylee Cox got it. She was able to come away with the bucket. Takes that deficit right back down to just 5 points with 15 seconds left to go here in the quarter.
Panthers just looking to put up a shot here.
Oh, Hensley wanted that 3 again. She just doesn't take that right there. And Kenzie Hensley will get the short corner jumper to end the quarter. Some nice final second buckets in the half for both squads right there. But the Panthers will lead by 7 going into half. And so your score here in the first half, 33-26, Lady Panthers lead, and that's just a tough half of basketball right there from both sides. I don't really what else you can say right there other than that's just a good half of basketball for both sides. Whitley County outscored Knox Central by 3. Panthers had a double-digit lead going in this quarter, and they were able to cut it down. A lot of important buckets so far. I think some unofficial tallies: 8 points from Maddie Hopkins. 7 points from Jaylee Cox, 2 from Jonna Rice, a point from Kristen Seiler, and 2 from Isabel Smitty, and 3 points from Lydia Hale. Obviously unofficial. I don't know obviously where that's going. 2 turnovers from Lydia Hale, 2 turnovers from Aubrey Ford, 2 turnovers from Jonna Rice, 2 fouls. Or there's just 1 foul on Cox and 1 foul on Rice, 1 foul on Seiler, and Isabel Smitty also has a foul. So the fouls are spread pretty evenly out there. But for the Lady Panthers right here, you got 2 fouls on Shelby Mills, 3 fouls on Kylie Smith, 1 on Kenzie Hensley, 2 on Shelby Smith, 1 on Kaylee Gambrill Garrison. But Kaylin Smith's been the leading scorer for the Lady Panthers tonight. And I believe 10 points so far has outscored Shelby Mills, who's 1 of 4 on her 3-point attempts so far this game. So, Blakely, what do you think of that half?
I think it was a good and aggressive half of basketball. I'm looking for the Panthers to come out and maybe put a little bit more pressure on the Whitley County offense. But overall, I think it has been a good game on both sides. Looking for Shelby Mills to come out a little bit and, hit some more of her shots. Been putting up great shots all night. But overall, good half of basketball.
All righty, well, thank you very much. We're going to go ahead and go to our halftime show here. Let's roll some ads, and we will come back here in about 7 minutes.
This
This is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for a halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com. Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
Support the Knox Central Media students by following our social media outlets on Facebook at Blue and Gold Network and on YouTube at KCHS Panther News. This stream is exclusively produced by media students.
Millard & Castle, your auto accident attorney, located on the Court Square in Barberville, provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Millard & Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 or go to millardandcastle.net.
Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more.
Bombshell Beauties, located on Knox Street in Barberville, offers a wide variety of women's clothing, shoes, accessories, hair products, and lash extensions, and much more. Also, visit their Pineville location in downtown. Find them on Facebook at Bombshell Beauties or give them a call at 606-546-4789.
The Mountain Advocate has been Knox County's most trusted news source since 1904. For the latest in community news, sports, and more, pick up a copy today or visit mountainadvocate.com. Thank you to the Mountain Advocate for featuring Knox Central media journalism students with print partnership and highlights of our photographers and more. Use code KC2025, that's KC2025, for 25% off a local print or digital subscription. Go Panthers. This
is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for a halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com. Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
Support the Knox Central media students by following our social media outlets on Facebook at Blue and Gold Network and on YouTube at KCHS Panther News. This stream is exclusively produced by media students.
Millard & Castle, your auto accident attorney, located on the Court Square in provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Milton Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 or go to miltoncastle.net.
Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more.
Bombshell Beauties, located on Knox Street in Barberville, offers a wide variety of women's clothing, shoes, accessories, hair products, and lash extensions, and much more. Also, visit their Palmville location in downtown. Find them on Facebook at Bombshell Beauties or give them a call at 606-546-4789.
The Mountain Advocate has been Knox County's most trusted news source since 1904. For the latest in community news, sports, and more, pick up a copy today or visit mountainadvocate.com. Thank you to the Mountain Advocate for featuring Knox Central media journalism students with print partnership and highlights of our photographers and more. Use code KC2025, that's KC2025, for 25% off a local print or digital subscription. Go Panthers. This
is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for a halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and Athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com. Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
Support the Knox Central Media students by following our social media outlets on Facebook at Blue and Gold Network and on YouTube at KCHS Panther News. This stream is exclusively produced by media students.
Millard & Castle, your auto accident attorney, located on the Court Square in Barberville, provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Millard & Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 or go to miltoncastle.net.
Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more.
Bombshell Beauties, located on Knox Street in Barberville, offers a wide variety of women's clothing, shoes, accessories, hair products, and lash extensions, and much more. Also, visit their Palmville location in downtown. Find them on Facebook.
Alrighty, well, we are back live here at the good old Panther Den. Get a good bucket right there for the Lady Colonels. Cuts that deficit right back down to 5. Shelby Mills for a tray ball. No good.
It's going to go out. Be Whitley County ball. Going to be a foul on Kaylin Smith.
Man, Panthers are getting in trouble right here if they can't start being careful. This game can slip out of hand real quick.
I believe that was just her first of the night, though.
Hopkins with her 9 points of the night. Definitely a big bucket right there. Cuts it down to 3, 6:40 to go here in the third quarter. Lady Colonels have outscored the Panthers 20-13 over the course of the second and third quarters now. Hensley had it in the corner, had an open kind of look right there, but Shelby Mills has it top of the key. Try to get to Kaylin Smith, and they can cut this deficit down real good right here with a bucket, but it's going to be rejected by Shelby Mills. Four with it, gets over to Maddie Hopkins. She goes up with the right hand. Looked like she might have been fouled as well on that shot right there. And the Lady Colonels have pulled into 1 point right here. And, I mean, there's nothing else really to say. Just so far, just not a good half of basketball from the Lady Panthers. They have not scored yet, and Whitley County's already put 6 on them. So, I mean, you're just about in panic mode right now for Knox Central because, like I said, they can get out of hand real quick. If you don't start scoring points on the other end, I think Shelby Mills only get 1 3 tonight. I think one of 5, or either 1 of 5 or 1 of 6 tonight from the 3-point line.
Normally one of the Panthers' best shooters tonight, I believe it has been Kaylin Smith, has led the Panthers in scoring all night. Shelby Smith will be taking the ball out for the Panthers.
So Whitley County, they're just kind of sit back in their 2-3 right here. Nothing crazy. You know, you're playing good defense right now and good offense as well. Like I said, you've scored 6 points in the first less than 2 minutes of pass here in the third quarter. You've already scored 6 points. Mills gets over to Hensley. Hensley, oh my gosh, he's had that open look in the corner I don't know how many times, and she still doesn't want it. Hensley for 2, doesn't get it. Whitley County has a hold of it. This is getting a little scary right now if you're Knox Central. Like I knew coming into this game that Whitley County is going to be a tough test because of Maddie Hopkins right there. That's exactly why, but she will not miss it, or she will miss the kind of floater sort of situation she had right there with the right hand. Mills wants the 3 off target, 1 of 6, as Hopkins able to come away with the rebound right there. I think Coach Warren, maybe Coach Warren or Coach Elliott tried to say something to that referee right there, telling him to calm down. Panthers kind of sitting back in their own man-to-man. Blakely, what do you think so far?
You know, I think what Coach Warren was trying to say is she keeps coming down with the ball, and I don't know how that last one was, but I think she's throwing a couple elbows, and I think that's kind of what he's wanting them to see.
Absolutely. I do think she was but I think what the refs are kind of looking for is more like that intentional, like, get off of me elbow. I think she was just trying to secure the ball as she was coming down. That's why they didn't call it right there, but that's going to be another foul on Jaylee Cox. So Kenzie Hensley will go to the line for 2. Got to hit your freight, though. That's a big bucket right there. Panthers led by as much as 12 points tonight. And that deficit is now just 2. Hensley with another one. And I think the foul will count, but it will be on Kaylin Smith. I think her and Maddie Hopkins are getting into it.
Foul number 21, Kaylin Smith, for second.
Those 2 free throws right there were the first points that Knox Central has scored all night. Just a lot of physical basketball right here. Jonna Rice is going to travel. I thought maybe they were going to call an over and back because her pivot foot was kind of being weird right there. Just a not good foot movement right there from the Lady Colonels.
Hensley at the top of the key, over to Mills. Looking for Kylie, over to Hensley.
Kylie Smith has 3 fouls on tonight, so got to hope that she can't. You just got to hope that she doesn't get another one. Shelby Mills with it on the right wing, kicks it over to Hensley. Hensley finds Shelby Mills over to other Shelby, Shelby Smith. Gives it over to Hensley at the volleyball line. Shelby Smith over to Kaylin Smith, back over to Shelby Smith, but it's going to be a timeout, Knox Central. Panthers holding on to a slim 3-point lead with about 4:25 to go here in the third quarter. Looking for a big win right here. You got to hope that the Knox Central boys team can pull out a big win tomorrow over Corbin. I know they're not the favorites and they're not picked to win, but because that's a pretty tough squad over there in the old Tri-County area. So, what do you think about the tomorrow's matchup?
I think that's going to be a big game for the boys. Like you said, tough matchup. Corbin, one of the better teams in the region. Looking for our boys, they're really going to have to play some great defense to shut down the Corbin offense. But, you know, I think if they go out and give 100%, that it'll be a really good game.
Absolutely. I think the Panthers, they're kind of freaking out right here. They're kind of realizing that Whitley County's closing in on them. So I don't know if the Panthers will ever, if our girls team will ever play a game like they did when they played against Bell County at Bell County for that 2A section title. That is probably the greatest game of basketball I've ever seen our Lady Panthers play. Just complete and utter domination on both ends of the court. They were able to dominate defensively, offensively, on rebounds. It did not matter. And Carrie Lamb, she had, I believe, only 9 points on the night and was guarded by Kaylin Smith. And she's probably, if not the best player in the region, she's definitely up there. But Shelby Mills isn't going to get it right there. Desarn is going to say that it was on the floor.
Coach Warren is not going to like that call.
Coach Warren did not like that call right there, but I do think it was the correct call, absolutely, as she was still on the floor, but tried to get a quick bucket out of it. Mills wants the three. Got it! And that might be the separation that the Lady Panthers need to pull away here in the second half as Kylie Smith almost gets one right there. Lady Panthers lead by 6.
Shelby Mills possibly getting back into her groove here in the third quarter.
Maddie Hopkins over to Jonna Rice. Rice tried to find 4 right there, it seemed, but yeah, gets it to her. Shelby Mills will come away with a turnover right there and goes up for it. It's going to be a blocking foul as she was moving back. But Mills, you hate to see her take a tumble right there because if you remember just a few games ago, she went down over there. And I know you said you were taking pictures and you heard her say it popped. And I was like, oh, my goodness.
That's definitely not something you want to hear.
Absolutely not. Mills' first free throw is no good. Mills has been almost automatic from the free throw line so far this season. Smitty will check in for the Lady Colonels, take out Lydia Hale. Mills steps up to the charity stripe. Looking for her second attempt right here. 3:56 to go. Lady Panthers lead by 7 now. Rice finds Smitty. As Shelby Mills almost had a jump steal right there. Jonna Rice's jumper, no good. Maddie Hopkins loses it, gives it to Shelby Smith. Shelby Mills has it, stops right there. Looks like she wants the three. Will she get it? Got it! Double-digit lead for the Lady Panthers right now. 42-32. 3.5 to go here in the quarter. Cox skips up to Smitty. Was looking for Hopkins, but couldn't get it over to her. Gives it to Jonna Rice. Back over to Hopkins in the corner. She wants a three herself, and she will not get it. Kinsey Hensley comes away with the board. Crosses that half-court line. She's going to attack the basket, but give it over to Shelby Smith for three. No good. Maddie Hopkins comes away with the rebound, and it will be a jump ball. Possession arrow, Lady Colonels. Rice going to bring up the court for the Lady Colonels. Timeout, Whitley County. Panthers lead by now double digits once again. Got to hope this is the dagger that just puts it right to Whitley County and hope that they can pull away right here in the second half.
This
This is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606.
Oh, a hard foul right there for Shelby Mills. That's just one that you don't want right there whenever you give your all and you still get a foul. Just a tough call right there. Ford gives it over to Rice. Rice tries to get to Hopkins and does, but Kylie Smith almost jumps on top of it. Smitty for three. No good. Hopkins tips it over to Rice, but Kylie Smith tries to come away with it. Looks like she was the last one to touch it. Lady Colonel ball.
Gigi going to come in for Shelby Mills.
Good to have a guard like her that can give Shelby Mills a break, and Kinsey Hensley will tip that out of bounds. Panthers have had three really tough matchups back to back to back. Madison Southern to Southwestern and now Whitley County. Not, your top teams in the state, but they are definitely some of the top teams in their region. Kylie Smith and Shelby Smith, the two freshmen, are able to make a trap right there on the other side of the court, and it will be out of bounds on Whitley County. So Panther ball with 2.5 to go here in the third quarter. Panthers lead by 10. Coach Warren's probably telling his girls, slow it down. You're in the second half. You don't need a bucket. Whitley County came out with a 6-0 run immediately in the half, but have not scored since.
Panthers doing a great job of moving the ball around all night.
Hensley has it on the wing, gives it over to Kaylin Smith, out to Gigi, but gives it back over to Kinsey Hensley. Tries to find something, but can't get it with Shelby Smith. Kylie Smith is going to walk right there. So, dude, that is the correct call. She kind of did a negative step right there and caused her to make that extra step that led to the walk call. Rice tries to get it to 4, but it will be blocked by Kinsey Hensley. Aubrey Ford inbounding the ball, gives it over to John Rice. Rice looks like she wanted to drive right, but kind of pushed off on Granville Garrison right there. As Isabella Smitty gets it down to Jaylee Cox. Jaylee Cox is going to go up for it, as it's just interesting because it was the correct call, but he made the call as the ball was getting rebounded by a Lady Panther. As Cox will go to the line for 2. Definitely the correct call, just I don't think what Coach Warren liked there was that it was called late, as it will bring it within single digits for the Lady Colonels. As somebody's crowd surfing in the Casey Crazy student section. You cannot see it, but they are bench pressing someone. I could not shoot a free throw. I think it's Ben Hembry. Ben Hembry was getting shoulder pressed in the student section, the premier golfer for our golf team here at Knox Central. Gambrel Garrison has it on the wing, gets it over to Shelby Smith. Back over to Gambrel Garrison.
Hensley wide open.
Gosh, she's had so many wide open looks in the corner that she has not took. But I'm just going to assume that Coach Warren has told her not to take those looks right there. That's just a tough defense right there from Whitley County. Good D from the Lady Colonels.
Kinsey definitely likes to shoot the ball in the paint if she can get in there.
Absolutely. Ooh, Hensley almost looked like Hensley wasn't ready to get the ball right there. Steps back, looked like she wanted to drive baseline but can't get anything. Shelby Smith over to Gambrel Garrison for 3. No good. High arcing shot. Eight to 9 you're scoring so far this quarter. Lady Colonels with 8 and Panthers with 9. But Hopkins wants to make it 11 and she won't. as Shelby Smith comes away with the rebound. 42-34, your score with 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Panthers going to slow it down, maybe try and extend it to 11 right here with a nice three. But you got Mills sitting on the bench right now. I believe so cold tonight from the three-point line, 1 of 6, I think. As we roll under 30 seconds here, and Hensley's just dribbling out the clock. The clock is your friend right now with an 8-point lead. Hensley just crossing back over, back and forth, nothing crazy. 2-3 zone, or sorry, it seems like more like a 3-2 where they've got that right corner is kind of pressing up. It's not farther back covering that corner. They're kind of coming up, kind of moving on a string right now. 7 seconds to go, makes a move, make a floater, and it is good. Kinsey Hensley is lightning fast, one of the best defensive guards in the region, as that half-court heave will go no good, and the Lady Panthers will go into the fourth quarter with a 10-point lead. We will go to an ad break.
We all have a home at Knox Central. The culture in Knox County fuels us. It drives us to band together from all walks of life. From the hollers of Artemis and Prosper to the mountains of Flat Lick and Stinking Creek. The Cumberland River flows through our old Kentucky home. The hills of Cannon and Girdler to the familiar streets of Barberville. Our legacy depends on Knox Central. We are one county, united by one school, with one vision.
Knox Central Panthers back to Rupp Arena. 3 years in a row, folks.
We all have a home at Knox Central.
Knox Central, Class 4A regional champion.
And we are back as Gambrel Garrison will take the ball out for the Lady Panthers.
Colonels are going to need something here. You know, you're down by 10 right here. You have to score. You have to outscore the Lady Panthers by at least 11 points. So that means you've not only do you have to score 11 points, and that's you haven't scored 11 points since the second quarter. In a quarter, and you have to hold the Lady Panthers to nothing right there.
Mills
Shelby
three,
Mills,
no good.
1 for 8 from 3 tonight for Shelby Mills. Kaylin Smith goes up with the right hand, and it is good. I do believe that Kaylin Smith is in double digits for tonight. So far, been the leading scorer for the Lady Panthers still. She came away with it there in that first quarter and hasn't let up since. Gambrel Garrison will pick up her her second foul of the night. Coach Collier hoping that this isn't his 10th loss on the season. Lady Panthers looking to put another L on the season for the Lady Colonels and get their 15th win so far this season. And that will be a jump ball possession arrow, Lady Colonels. Not a lot of representation from the Whitley County side, which I was surprised. I saw a lot of cars in the parking lot whenever I pulled in here. And usually Whitley County and Knox County, that's a packed out section both ways. I know it's still about, it's a 30, 45-minute drive. You have to go on the interstate right there, whether or not you choose to go on the bypasses you're doing. But definitely expected a bigger crowd from the Whitley County side tonight. Smitty wanted that three in the corner, but some good defense from Shelby Mills able to get that away from there. And it was over to Hale, who got it over to Jaylee Cox, but then Rice drove baseline, had her foot on the line. Panther ball with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Mills back in.
She didn't play for the last few minutes of that third quarter right there. And it was good for Gambrel Garrison to be able to give her a breather. Panthers in the driver's seat with the key in the ignition. Under 7 minutes to go here in the game, and you lead by 12 with the ball. Over to Kaylin Smith, over to Kylie Smith. Drives baseline floater is good. Rice goes over to Hopkins. Hopkins three, no good, as Hensley is fouled hard right there on the rebound.
That's number 25, John Rice.
John Rice's second foul of the night.
Timeout. Lady Colonels will be a 60-second timeout.
Going to be a timeout, Whitley County.
And we will go to an ad break.
Millard and Castle, your auto accident attorney, located on the Court Square in Barberville, provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Millard and Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 or go to millardandcastle.net.
Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique. Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming.
Gambrook Garrison inbounds it to Mills as, like I said, you're in the driver's seat. You don't want to do anything crazy right here. Probably not taking any threes unless you're wide open. Hensley hands it off to Kaylee and gives it over to Shelby Mills. There's a foul right there. I do believe that's going to go against Knox Central. Yeah, it looks like Kaylee was trying to set a screen right there but couldn't really get set. And that will be an offensive foul. That will be the correct call. John Rice gives it over to Jaylee Cox. Back over to Rice. Rice wants to drive right, but tried to get it over to Smitty, but stolen by Hensley. Shelby Mills with it. Left hand, no good. This has just been an off night for Shelby Mills as she tries to get a steal right there, but Maddie Hopkins goes up for it, and she will be fouled right there.
That'll be her second of the night as Hopkins going to go to the line and shoot two.
This is the first one. Hopkins with the second shot. That one is good. Cuts the deficit down to 13. 6 minutes to go. You know, you're using 9 of those 10 seconds you have in the backcourt. If I'm Coach Warren right here, they're not pressing. They're not applying any pressure defensively. I think you're just playing handoff after handoff. But like I said, unless you're wide open, you are probably not taking a shot. Smith gives over to Kaylin Smith. It's knocked loose, but it will be Panther ball still with 5:46 to go here in the game. Lady Cardinals have not been able to replicate that second quarter offensive prowess. They had 16 points in that quarter alone and outscored the Panthers by 3. Cut that deficit down to 7, but weren't really able to do anything with it. This was a 1-point game at one point, 33-32.
Over to Mills for 3. No good.
No good from her again tonight. Just an off night once again. As Isabella Smitty has it, gives it over to Rice. Rice for 3. Got it. That cuts it down to 10 with 5 minutes to go. Like I said, you're just dribbling up the court, and I think Lady Panthers finally starting to realize, oh goodness, we led by 14, but that doesn't mean that Whitley County's going to stop trying to play. Timeout, Knox Central. Kind of hoping that you can limit some of the momentum that Whitley County has right now and get a basket of your own. See, the good thing for the Lady Panthers right now, probably what you're looking at is, yeah, they just hit a 3 right there, and they've cut it down to 10, but it's the same deficit that they had at the start of the quarter. It was 10 points, and now it's still 10 points. They both scored 4 points this quarter. We will go to an ad break.
Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique. Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique. Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique. Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this.
Back live here at the Panther Den. Hensley has it at the top of the key. Panthers lead by 10 with under 5 minutes to go. Mills makes a jab step, kicks out to Hensley. Back out to Kylie Smith. As that will be a travel right there, a turnover for the freshman. Kind of what it seemed like they were doing is just driving into lanes and then putting a girl behind them because they're doubling any drives that come into the lane or into the that layup lane right there on both sides. And whenever the Lady Panthers are trying to make an attempt to drive, they'll put a girl behind so that whenever they get doubled, they have a wide open three-pointer right there, but they're not going to take it as Smitty is getting trapped by Hensley and Mills. Hopkins going to drive baseline. It's knocked out of bounds by Kaylin Smith. Can't really find anything right there. Tries to get over to Jaylee Cox. It's ripped away, but it will be a jump ball. Possession of our Lady Panthers. I think that was a little bit quick for a jump ball.
Panthers still lead by 10. Looking to hold the ball, run some time down, and take only smart shots.
Yeah, exactly. You can't be doing things like traveling and can't limit your time of possession by doing stupid stuff. That is going to go no good. Again, a cold night from her. I think she was feeling herself, but out of bounds. Whitley County ball.
Good attempt to save that there by Shelby Smith, but I think she just landed before she could get it in.
One of 9 from beyond the arc tonight for Shelby Mills. It's definitely been an off night, and you're glad that definitely glad that Coach Collier catches the pass right there, but. It's good to see that she's only scored maybe 7 or 8 points tonight, but the Lady Panthers have been able to rally behind her. And like I said, Kaylin Smith is the leading scorer for tonight, and she's had a great night tonight. Halfway through the fourth quarter here, Panthers still lead by 10, and I'm sure Kenzie Hensley will gladly just dribble out the clock if she was able to. Shelby Smith has it at the volleyball line, but gives it right back to Hensley. Hensley looks like she wants it to the right, and she's going to take it all the way. Right hand on. The bank is open, and that was an and one. No call. Big bucket right there from the junior.
Such a great shot.
Aubrey Ford gives it over to nobody, and that will be over and back. Panther ball with 3:35 to go here in the game.
The Panthers now lead by 12. As Shelby Smith is going to take the ball out for the Lady Panthers.
And something interesting is that depending on if the Lady Colonels, I kind of want to see the Lady Colonels score this next possession just so that I can see whether or not they're pressing. I want to know if because they haven't been pressing so far this quarter. They haven't really applied any defensive pressure. Kind of what I've been getting at is that they're not applying any pressure. They're not doing anything crazy. They're not trying to get up in your face and create turnovers. They're just playing, solid defense. Kaylin Smith with the jumper. That one's good.
I think a little bit about why Whitley's laid off on their press is the Panthers are really good at breaking presses, and I don't really think it's getting a lot done for them.
Shelby Smith with a left-hand layup, and that will extend the lead to 16, and the Lady Panthers will take a commanding lead here in the fourth quarter with just under 3 minutes to go. A big bucket right there from the freshman, and, it's slim pickings right now for Whitley County. You got to hope that, if you're Coach Collier, you're hoping that this team can pull something out, whether you can hit a couple threes back to back to back and get stopped simultaneously, because nothing is falling right now on both ends of the court. We will go to a quick ad break.
This
is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more.
Live here at Knox Central with 2:55 to go as the clock was not rolling for a few seconds there. Panthers lead by 16 here in the fourth quarter as Lydia Hale is going to go with the reverse layup and gets rejected by the backboard right there. Looked like she maybe thought that she had a whole lot more room than she actually did as Mills almost lose it right there, but it had backspin on it. Looked like a little, 56-degree wedge approach shot from about 90 yards out. It had some backspin on it.
As
Shelby Mills, ooh, goodness.
Gonna drive it in, over to Smith, back out to Hensley.
Hensley over to Kaylin Smith, back over to Kenzie Hensley. Hensley, she's wanting to drive. She's wanting some points, and she will not get it. I said it's just interesting right there, holding a 16-point lead with 2 minutes. You just don't want to cause anything like that to happen right there where Maddie Hopkins can get a good layup as Rice will go up for it, and she will be fouled.
Looked pretty straight up right there, but I do think her hand may have clipped the arm, and that's the reason for the foul.
Karis Frederick might be the biggest foul magnet I've ever seen in my entire life. She gets – this is the first time I haven't seen her in foul trouble by the second quarter. She plays hard. Rice makes the first free throw. And she will miss the second one as
Mills is going to drive it down the court for the Panthers. Over to Kylie Smith. Back over to Shelby Mills. To Shelby Smith. Back to Mills.
just nothing there. And you're not really creating anything right here.
It's going to be Panthers ball as it's going to go out on number 32.
And if you could hear, I don't know if you could or not, but the Casey Crazy student section have already started the load the buses chant. I have seen crazier. I have seen much crazier comebacks.
Mills for three, not going to get it. Caitlin going to come down with the rebound, and she's going to get fouled.
1 for 10 on the night in three-pointers for Shelby Mills.
Foul's going to be on 25, Jonah Rice, and it's going to be her third of the night, as Smith is going to go to the line and shoot two. First one is no good.
Kaylin Smith with the second free throw, also good. So it was kind of the thing with the 2A state tournament when they played Taylor County. She went 5 of 13 from the charity stripe as Kenzie Hensley almost forced it, but I think it's going to be Panther ball right there as Isabella Smitty was the last one to touch it. She kind of tried to grab at it as it went out of bounds.
Mills going to drive the ball up the court for the Panthers. Looking to kill time here, minute 24 left in the fourth quarter.
You're just rolling it out. Three is no good from Kylie Smith. As the Crazies will start chanting their winning chants as the Lady Panthers are looking like they're going to come away with one tonight over the Lady Colonels. Smitty for three, air ball. Shelby Mills might get some points, might get into double digits. I don't know if that puts her into double digits or just at 8 or 9 points, but been a cold night from her so far. A lot of long-range attempts, like I said, 1 for 10 from three. And just interesting right there from tonight from her. But she's been able to very clearly stay in the game, go out here and support her girls, even though she hasn't been playing the best. And Kaylin Smith will come away with that one.
Lady Panthers going to continue to, run the scoreboard up here with 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Shelby Mills going to drive the ball down the court. Looking to kill time.
And Shelby Mills will dribble it out here, and the Lady Panthers will get a big win here tonight over the Lady Colonels in 18-point rout and sending them back to the old Berg. Definitely a big win for the Lady Panthers. Like I said, Shelby Mills was cold tonight. And the crazies were counting down right there like it was the New Year's Eve, watching the ball drop in New York City. We're going to go do some interviews here down on the floor tonight, and then we're going to get to an ad break here, though. But my final thoughts on tonight, definitely a good win over a tough Whitley County team that put, I believe, beat Harlan County by about 15 points, and Harlan County's given us some really bad struggles. And definitely, like I said, big win for the Lady Panthers. That's a confidence booster right there, and showing that Shelby doesn't have to be on in order for our Lady Panthers to be good. Your blue and gold player of the game is Kaylin Smith, which we will get an official tally on points and some stats down there as Mr. Matlock will get them. But definitely a big game from her tonight. She was able to step up and do some great things. What do you think about that, Blakely?
You know, I think that they had a great first quarter. We were a little bit slow in the second, and then we were able to come back out here in the second half and just take back our commanding lead and be super aggressive. You know, player of the game, Kaylin Smith, great game tonight, had a ton of boards, a ton of points. You know, the whole team really stepped up against this great Whitley County team, and I think that, you know, this is just a good key win for the Panthers, and I think it'll definitely boost their confidence going into the rest of the games this season.
Alrighty, we will roll right into an ad break until we can get our interview set up. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight. We will be back.
This
is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and Athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com. Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
Support the Knox Central Media students by following our social media outlets on Facebook at Blue and Gold Network and on YouTube at KCHS Panther News. This stream is exclusively produced by media students.
Millard & Castle, your auto accident attorney, located on the Court Square in Barberville, provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Millard & Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 or go to millardandcastle.net.
Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more.
Bombshell Beauties, located on Knox Street in Barberville, offers a wide variety of women's clothing, shoes, accessories, hair products, and lash extensions, and much more. Also, visit their Pineville location in downtown. Find them on Facebook at Bombshell Beauties or give them a call at 606-546-4789.
The Mountain Advocate has been Knox County's most trusted news source since 1904. For the latest in community news, sports, and more, pick up a copy today or visit mountainadvocate.com. Thank you to the Mountain Advocate for featuring Knox Central media journalism students with print partnership and highlights of our photographers and more. Use code KC2025, that's KC2025, for 25% off a local print or digital subscription. Go Panthers. This
is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and Athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com. Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
Support the Knox Central Media students by following our social media outlets on Facebook at Blue and Gold Network and on YouTube at KCHS Panther News. This stream is exclusively produced by media students.
Millard & Castle, your auto accident attorney, located on the Court Square in Barberville, provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Millard & Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 or go to millardandcastle.net.
Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more.
Bombshell Beauties, located on Knox Street in Barberville, offers a wide variety of women's clothing, shoes, accessories, hair products, and lash extensions, and much more. Also, visit their Pineville location in downtown. Find them on Facebook at Bombshell Beauties or give them a call at 606-546-4789.
The Mountain Advocate has been Knox County's most trusted news source since 1904. For the latest in community news, sports, and more, pick up a copy today or visit mountainadvocate.com. Thank you to the Mountain Advocate for featuring Knox Central media journalism students with print partnership and highlights of our photographers and more. Use code KC2025, that's KC2025, for 25% off a local print or digital subscription. Go Panthers. This
is the Blue and Gold Network.
Welcome to the Blue and Gold Network, Knox Central's premier student-led media outlet covering Knox Central sports, events, and beyond. As we celebrate 20 years on Panther Way, join us in hearing stories of past alumni, successes, and milestones. Be sure to stick around for our halftime show for interviews of notable KC coaches, teachers, alumni, and more. Thank you for being a part of the Blue and Gold Network and the Knox Central family. This is one of the only student-led broadcasts in the region. Thank you for supporting our stream and our media students. Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more. Pharmacy supports Knox Central Media and the Blue and Gold Network. Visit them at 511 Knox Street in Barville or call them at 606-546-3171. Knox Professional Pharmacy is your one-stop shop for all your pharmacy and prescription needs.
Thank you to the Army National Guard for sponsoring this stream, Knox Central Media, and Athletics. Interested in college? Get up to 100% tuition covered. Find a local recruiter for more information or go to nationalguard.com. Thank you to Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique for supporting this stream. Established in 2017, specializing in embroidery, screen printing, DTG, DTF, and boutique clothing. Find them at 1263 US 25E in Barberville or call them at 606-620-4002. Find them on Facebook at Golden Girls Monogramming and Boutique.
Support the Knox Central Media students by following our social media outlets on Facebook at Blue and Gold Network and on YouTube at KCHS Panther News. This stream is exclusively produced by media students.
Millard and Castle, your auto accident attorney, located on the Court Square in Barberville, provides law services for personal injury, criminal defense, nursing home neglect, and auto accidents. Millard and Castle has been practicing law in Knox County for 25 years. For more information, call them today at 606-546-5114 or go to millardandcastle.net.
Thank you to Jeff Ketchum. Jeff, a retiree of Knox County Public Schools after 31 years, has a long history of supporting Knox Central athletics and more.
Bombshell Beauties, located on Knox Street in Barberville, offers a wide variety of women's clothing, shoes, accessories, hair products, and lash extensions, and much more. Also, visit their Pineville location in downtown. Find them on Facebook at Bombshell Beauties or give them a call at 606-546-4789.
The Mountain Advocate has been Knox County's most trusted